Wow, this dog sure is heavy. Little baby.
I don't know what you mean. That is obviously just a child. She is like...
She's never climbed in my lap before.
Until today.
Until just a few seconds before we started filming.
Yeah, she's a little lap dog.
I'm not quite sure about that.
She's convinced, and I'm convinced.
She's fucking heavy, dude.
She's only 40 pounds.
No, it's a heavy-ass lap dog. Can we talk about you? Can you look in the camera? Can you say hello to the cam? Hello, my name is Fred Stewart. Welcome to Haunts, Graves, and Omens. With me, as always, is my lovely co-host.
Hi, it's me. It's Taylor.
Hello, Tay.
Hi.
And with us running cameras and sound, it's Mr. Marty Calic. That's the wrong camera. There it is. Marty, looking good.
Looking fly, Marty.
So Marty's not here, as you can tell already. You can literally smell that he's not here. I know it's a video and audio only, but you can literally smell that he's not here. It's crazy.
He's getting ready for his wedding.
He is indeed getting ready
for his wedding.
Ready for his wedding. Yes, ready for his wedding is what he's doing. And we're excited. It's just a couple short days away. Actually, by the time this releases, I think it's releasing on the day of the wedding.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. And with me right now on my lap is Miss Spirit the Turf. Spirit, you got anything to say to the people? Anything to say? All right.
No, you know what? Actually, I agree.
Oh, God. It's pretty political, but that's okay. We're quickly approaching, just like I said, by the time this comes out, it'll be pretty much the beginning of the next year.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for all new sets of wars and be fighting against the aliens that are coming down to take our fucking milk.
What?
They're coming for our milk, and there's nothing we can do to stop them.
I don't think they're coming for our milk.
They're coming for our milk, and there's nothing we can do to stop them.
What kind of milk?
My milk.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. But, enough about them trying to take our milk. Tay, what are we covering?
We're covering hold on, I wrote this like over a week ago. The Northfield Pigman.
That's just a story about me. Got it.
Stop. Are you ready to get into it?
I'm getting ready. She's, Spirit, are you ready?
I think she's ready.
She's just hanging out on my lap, dude.
She's honestly a lap dog.
Are you a lap dog? Oh, tired lap dog. Tired little excuse you. Tired little baby.
She's just a lap dog.
Look at her. She's just...
You can't convince anybody.
On camera, she looks so small.
I know.
She looks like a tiny little child.
I mean, she's not very big.
She's pretty big.
I mean... ish.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she categorizes as like a medium-sized dog.
Yeah.
She'll be 8 months on the first.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, baby.
You know what? We were discussing before this episode started about the changing the color of the lights, and as you can see, we have red and blue, kind of made this purple hue. You know what we kind of missed out on?
What?
Christmas, dude. We could have made it fucking red and green, dude. We didn't
I didn't think about that.
We didn't even think about it, dude.
No, we didn't.
Because we hate Christmas.
What? Spirit says that is too controversial to say.
That's okay. But nonetheless, dude, I'm ready to get into it. Spirit's ready to get into it.
All right.
Taylor, hit it.
All right. So, we're going to be talking about the Northfield Pigman. Northfield is a small college town in the middle of the state, Vermont.
Gross.
That many would feel upon first glance that nothing truly happens outside of the potential frat prank or some other youthful misdemeanor. But much like every other small town in America, be it Enfield, Loveland, Bishopville, there's rumored to be a resident whose behavior is much more eccentric than the incoming student body. You ready? You getting your snuggles in?
Yeah, she's just,
She's snuggling today.
She is very snuggling today.
She's gotten very snuggly recently, which I'm not upset about. I do like a snuggler.
big snuggle person.
Yeah.
Yeah, bartender, let me get a one snuggle, please.
Can you imagine if you asked your bartender for that? She'll probably just end up laying down.
Yeah.
So this resident has been rumored to prowl around Northfield and the eerily named Devil's Wash Bowl area since 1971, with some stating it actually goes back to 1951. So it's been around for a minute.
Devil's Wash Bowl is what I call my butthole.
The entity is something that seems to echo other residents reported around the country. Is that it seems to be a cross between a known animal and a human, but just what this human side is to be crossed with is something much rarer than a goat, ape, or wolf type creature that you normally hear about. A pig.
Oh.
Pig-human hybrid.
So it's a pig-human hybrid. So like I'm guessing what it like it's got like the snout, it's got the ears, it comes up and it's like, show me your hands! Show me your fucking hands! Don't move!
You're right, actually.
It's a joke. Anybody gets offended out there, send me an email, HGOPodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to route that directly into the spam folder. It's comedy. It's a joke. I don't actually mean it.
All right. Yeah, so, it's said to have the head of a pig. The Northfield Pigman, also known as the Vermont Pigman, is...
She could be a senator. All right. I'm done. Continue.
It's a creature that is shrouded in a lot of legend with few official facts about the case. Most of what we do know is that the creature comes from a flap of sightings during the 1970s and into the 1980s.
Pig flap of sightings. Sorry, I just had to.
You're just having a
having a moment.
You're having a giggle fit over there.
Having a little cheeky little giggle fit. You know, it's acceptable during a podcast, but except when I do it on a fucking bus, it's a little bit different. Anyway.
Oh, God, I'm dying. It's fine. All right. All right. Man, apparently I'm dying this episode. So details regarding witnesses and even some of the events are secluded in anonymity or altered via folkloric retellings, yet some points remain constant. The origin of this creature, at least from a traceable standpoint, starts in spring of 1971 with the disappearance of a young man. This young man, on the account, or as the account would state, was about 21 years old and was the son of a group of farmers.
Well, son, listen, son. As long as you listen, you can go and eat. Listen.
Yeah.
You can disappear out in the forest all you want, right?
Yeah.
As long as you don't come back as a pig man, all right? No son of mine will be half man, half pig. All right. I make myself clear.
I like a group of farmers. Like, it's just a bunch of, like, male farmers.
We are family.
And they just,
me,
like,
my five brothers, and my son.
We all spawned.
Yeah. Shall we deal with those, what's that called? Mitosis or whatever, where the cells split and they turn into other themselves. They just replicate. Essentially, me and my five other brothers are my one son's dad. We just, we've been fucking around with too much science. That'd be horrifying, dude.
Right.
It's like, hey, Dale. Yep. Just like five of the same dudes, and they're like, and that's Eric. That's my son.
Now he's about to make 4 other Erics. Just watch.
I'm watching. I'm waiting. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. It's like a scene from The Thing.
So from what can be pieced together, he had his own pig farm on Darby Hill, but was proved to be a sadist towards his swine, often abusing the pigs to the point of bleeding. It was said that on one specific night, while out slopping the animals, he began to poke at them and cause them pain to the point they began to cry out into the night. Their squeals could be heard for miles and in turn reach the ears of some secluded savior in the dense wooded area of the Devil's Wash Bowl. As the man continued his assault, he soon heard a peculiar sound that seemed to bellow behind him. As the man turned, as legend claims, he encountered the Pigman, who proceeded in killing the man in a gruesome enough fashion as to not be reported. Pigman fucked him up. I imagine he was like slaughtered or something.
Yeah, he's just like, you hurt my brothers. Oh, I'm gonna get you. Like he's a fucking 1990s wrestler, you know? Mm-hmm. Oh, brother. I'm the Pigman. This is Vince McMahon's idea. See how it's working out.
I feel like, yeah, Pigman would be a WWE wrestler.
Oh, listen, if they're going to have the fucking mummy, dude, they can have the Pigman, all right?
Yeah, like, I don't know. That sounds like a very WWE wrestler name. I'm not going to say it sounds like, or that it doesn't, because, I mean, how many wrestlers have had weird names?
A lot.
Too many.
So we're
going to add the Pigman to that list. And when they come to town on Monday Night Raw, we're going to go see it.
Yes, we are. And I'm going to participate.
Yeah. I guess that's not a bad idea if you want to.
Yep, I'm going out there.
All right. So the man reportedly just disappeared off his property, never to be seen again. His parents began searching the area, so all 5 Dales.
Dale? Dale? Where are you, Dale? I'm over here, Dale.
So they were searching for the man, but no sign of him could be found in either the Devil's Wash Bowl or anywhere north of Northfield. Some whispers of the time claimed that the man's body was devoured by the very pigs that he abused, whereas others felt that something they had yet to decipher the identity of took the man's body away to the woods to devour. If you don't know, pigs will eat literally every part of a human except for the teeth.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which is super fun.
Pigs are.
It's a fun fact. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's a fact.
That's why whenever I'm surrounded by pigs, I cover myself in some pork. What are they going to be? Cannibals?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do that. Huh?
They do.
I remember. Do you remember that game of Scribblio?
Yeah.
Like there was like, or no, that's not Scribblio. Scribblenauts.
Yeah.
Where like it was like the old DS game where you could like write it in a thing and then you could like, you know, just like make your own little world.
Yeah.
And I remember specifically my younger cousin Evan, who I don't know if he even listens to this podcast, but he's not like 19. But I remember him like showing me as a little kid. He's like, yeah, you can get a pig and then you can feed it bacon and then it cries. And he just thought it was the funniest thing. And I'm like, that's pretty fucked up. That's just been in my head ever since.
I love it. I love that. That's ridiculous. So after this alleged disappearance, about 6 months later, farmers and residents began noticing that something was taking their pets and small livestock. Cats, dogs, chickens, rabbits, and geese were all going missing in the night in their with their enclosures smashed or the doors hanging wide open, as if something had gone through and opened the cages with hands. It was the goose grabber.
Oh shit, he's back, huh? The goose grabber is back, dude.
I mean, he might have just gone on vacation to Vermont. I mean, it says geese were going missing, and we know he liked chicken too.
It's true.
Is it the Pigman, or is it the?
Oh, is it the Amish County goose grabber?
Yeah.
The Amish County wood-eating goose grabber.
Yes.
Wood-eating Amish eating wood. Fuck it, we did that. We already did the episode. It's already out there. You can just watch it. We've done the bit already.
So, while the identity of the abductor plagued the community, it would soon be revealed one late night when a man whose home was on nearby Turkey Hill,
yeah,
heard the heavy clinking sound of trash cans being knocked over and the scuffling sound of them being rummage through.
That doesn't sound like a herd of turkeys. You know why we call it Turkey Hill?
Because there's not a single turkey on it?
We slaughtered 15,000 turkeys and put their bones in a pile and made a hill. Turkey Hill.
Turkey Hill.
Sounds like a good bourbon.
It does sound like... It sounds like it would be like a whiskey.
Yeah.
You know? So the man, expecting stray dogs, raccoons, possums, or cats, simply meandered over to the outside light switch and turned on the flickering exterior porch light. He peered out of the window that was on his door and saw something kneeling in his trash can. Yet he could not make out whatever the figure was. He stepped out of the house and stared at what seemed to be a large, pale object that was too big to be a typical animal for the area. The man instantly felt that this must be some homeless man or some drunkard searching for something in his trash. He stared at the shape and yelled, "Get the hell out of here!"
Go on, get! I'm fucking homeless! I'm sick and tired of you coming out here and stealing my turkeys off my hill.
So, man's yelling at him, and as he yelled at this form, there was a brief silence as the form turned its head and slowly began to rise.
I'm a pigman, perhaps. Perhaps.
There, standing in front of him, was something that was clearly not human. It was covered in long, whitish hair and was noticeably naked.
It is I, the pigman.
That's how they know.
Call me Phil.
It's how they know it was a pig man and not a pig woman. It's because it was fucking naked.
Yeah, that pigman's got a fucking hog on it. God, you should have seen the fucking tenderloin on that thing, dude. Or fucking pork belly. Nah, think of the past. Pork man, pig man, penis.
So the figure appeared man-like in almost every aspect.
Except for the 10 incher he's got on him. Packing.
Including its height, except that the man scanned the creature over. He realized that the creature had, instead of a human-like head that one would expect, it looked identical to a pig's. The creature he had seen was apparently eating out of the trash can and was kneeling down, much as how a man would have. This creature, in fight or flight instinct, began running down the driveway, down the hill, entering the adjoining woods as though it thought the man might take a shot at it or simply out of concern of being spotted.
Understandable.
I'm dying over here.
Yeah.
The man would later claim that, quote, it was definitely naked.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you should have seen the fucking package on this thing. Now, listen, Sheriff, I'm not going to lie to you, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, Sheriff, you listen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see you're drinking on the job. That's a good sheriff. Now I see. Listen, I've been faithful to my clone of myself for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? You know, because our cells split because we're farmer people.
Right.
And, you know, listen, when I saw that hog, I saw what it was packing, I just knew.
You just knew what?
Wanted a piece of that. Want a piece of that hog.
What about being faithful, dude?
Want a piece of that hog.
Being faithful.
He can watch. I want a piece of that hog. Give me a piece of that hog.
Great.
Want a piece of that hog.
He also said, quote, it ran on 2 feet, which then eliminated the usual suspects of, like, a raccoon.
Raccoons run on 2 feet. Also, none of those look the same.
Yeah,
listen, the fact that it ran on 2 feet proves that it wasn't a raccoon. Or, you know, the fact that it doesn't look like a raccoon. It looks like a fucking half man, half pig with a fucking just whole ass, like, you know? It's kind of dark. Can't see because it's got the whole, you know, this is a leash, but you get it.
She's knocked out down there.
Yeah, she's asleep.
You're like, just like, look. And she's like, huh?
Just grab, and I knew when I got my hands on that pigman, I grabbed him. Started just yanking on it, just like that,
Yeah. What happened?
It spit at me.
Oh. Ooh.
I don't want to talk about it.
So, several days after the trash can incident, the creature was seen in one of the most unassuming locations. The local
Northfield.
Northfield.
An IHOP?
No.
Oh.
The local Northfield High School.
Some horrific anthropomorphic monster, like, hello, fellow cool kids. I am part of your class now. Just comes in and just...
It's a substitute teacher.
Today we'll be running the pacer test. Just like... It's like, Mr. Swine, I got a question for you. What are you? And he's like, that's actually super rude to ask. You should never ask a half man that question. It's really actually quite insensitive to my culture. And it's like, what culture is that? It's like, and then you start just like eating kids, he's like, people think I'm a raccoon. Sorry, I forgot. Manicam.
I like that you changed it. It was drink cam, but it's no longer the drink cam. Not till Marty gets back and changes it.
Yep, Miss Mordecai. So funny.
So 4 unnamed teenagers decided to leave the sobriety of the dance adventure off behind the school to go and party on in the fashion of angsty teens. The group had gone near the school's sand pit. A high school with a sand pit.
Yeah, I mean it's probably like a sand pit for like what's that long jump.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. My high school never had that.
That's because your high school was bums, dude.
My high school went to other high schools to do any sports.
Yeah, dude.
Except for volleyball and soccer? Question mark? I don't remember. I don't know. My high school didn't have a lot, but it was also small.
Yeah.
My middle school had it though. The long jump, whatever it's called. I don't know. I didn't do sports.
Literally said what it was called.
I don't think it's called. I think it has an actual name besides long jump. That's a little too on the nose. I feel like it has something else that it's called, and I don't remember.
I'll look it up. Pretty sure it's called long jump.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I didn't do sports, and I didn't go to any games, so I don't know. I'll keep reading while you look that up. So, fun fact, this school sand pit was near a cemetery.
Oh, what the fuck?
And it's an area that was not too far from the local woods and had begun in passing out beer that they'd managed to score for the night. The group had heard some strange noises coming from the woods, which they would describe as some kind of squealing. The group began to walk towards the darkened forest, as one does, obviously. Why run away? Go towards the noise.
I have an Xbox and $20 in cash.
This is the 70s.
I got more beer and $40 in cash.
One friend had the foresight to bring along a flashlight as the group meandered towards the cropping of trees. The flashlight beam bounced over the bark and expected foliage of the area, but after a little while it hit something they never would have expected.
I'd like to be half man, half pig, who only hits these sick ad lines. 1877 to call now. I'll never be a actual actor. It's like, oh my God. Someone get this man an agent.
So kneeling on the ground was a white form that seemed to be eating something in its hands.
Oh, chicken shack. Oh, delicious.
The group stared in amazement as there was the creature feasting on what they were sure was fresh roadkill. The creature seemed to notice them as they stared and continued shining their light at it. The group, who was still in the non-wooded section of the area, watched as the creature rose into its human-like form, appearing more and more in the soft glow of the flashlight. He was still probably naked. Okay, he's flashing teenagers.
I cannot afford pants. That's why I eat roadkill.
So the creature can continue to stare at the voyeurs. It describes the teens as voyeurs.
You guys are sick bastards. You know that? You're sick fucks. You want to see my hot pig body? Oh, yeah.
Great. And the creature began to approach them. As the creature came closer, they could see it clearer. It was a bipedal creature with the face of a pig. That's all the teens needed to see. In the heat of the moment, they left their beers behind and raced back to the safety of the school, with the 15 to 16-year-olds physically crying in front of their peers about the monster that they had witnessed.
You're not gonna fucking believe it. There was a half pig, half. Listen, teacher. It was a half pig, half monster. It was scary. It was eating fucking roadkill. It was super scary to look at.
Hey, can someone call a psych ward?
All right, I'll call the psych ward for you.
Perfect, yeah.
Let me put my very human tie on that's not made out of raccoon fur.
This substitute teacher knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, I know a thing or two about how to get with the kids, you know. I'm hip with the styles. Just like horrific monster wearing the skins and the furs of other forest creatures. Still has no pants on, and he's like, "Listen, you can do whatever you want in life as long as you put your best foot forward and put your mind to it." It's like, oh, it's so inspirational.
So inspirational.
But you're a horrific monster. You're so scary. You need to put pants on.
Everyone in attendance knew that these fellow students had to have been telling the truth. In a time where showing off one's masculinity and maturity was overly important, crying in front of everyone had to mean that what they were saying was true. As the goop gathered.
That's what's coming off the side of all the just goop, just Latinous mass coming off of it. And they're like, please, tell them what you saw.
So as the group gathered around to listen to the group's tale, several of the students left the dance to go search for the pigman.
Oh, naturally, yeah.
Of course, yes, these are children.
There was a horrific monster unlike anything I've ever seen in my entire life.
I want to go see that. One of these investigators would be Jeff Hatch, someone who would be forever entwined with the case. Jeff and the other students searched the area, and Jeff, when he came back to the area, would later state, quote, "Grass is beaten down, something had obviously been there." Yet this evidence simply piqued his interest even more, to the point that he rallied the students and anyone who would listen and believe the tale in a good old-fashioned monster hunt. He just was like, I think we need to fucking kill this thing.
There's only one reasonable thing to do. Hunt down and kill this fucking pig man who's done absolutely nothing to us. Kill it dead. Do it.
It was also
turned on studio mode.
Ooh.
Don't mind me.
Studio mode. So it was from this sighting that the name Pigman took root for the pale predator that appeared in the woods around the area. Jeff knew the area and knew this creature had some alternative connection to swine outside of its appearance. So Jeff decided to search a very specific pig farm near Union Brook that had been left abandoned in the hills of Northfield. When Jeff arrived at the farm, he saw the dilapidated barn and several outlining buildings that made up the farm. The area was in dire need of repair and certainly needed some excessive maintenance. Yet he moseyed through the property searching for anything unusual, and he noticed that the farm was not entirely unoccupied.
Oh, shit. The farmers were fucking the pigs. I knew it all along. I fucking knew it. That's what you're about to say, right?
No. I mean...
I'm just here with my pig wife and my pig kids. Little Timmy, make sure to do your homework. And then just like... runs across some other horrific, like, six-legged pig man.
Oh my god. So there were... Wandering around, there were a countless number of pigs. These pigs were, however, not small or even wild boar, but appeared to be farm-raised pigs of gigantic stature. Like, we're talking 500, 600-pound pigs.
Yeah, I mean, pigs do get, like, 500, 600 pounds.
Right, but, okay, so this farm is supposedly abandoned.
Uh-huh.
So it's dilapidated. There's no one around, like, human.
Yeah.
No one around.
Yeah.
But there's countless pigs.
Robert Picton? Is he around?
No,
You sure? I'm gonna check.
I don't think so. He's not from Virginia.
Yeah,
Oh, right?
it's Canada.
That's
I
what
think.
thought.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think
we
he
covered
is.
that case.
I think he is Canadian.
I forgot.
But okay, so I mean, in theory, if this was an abandoned farm and these pigs were just left there, they
But
wouldn't.
he says they're abandoned. It says it's an abandoned farm. Did we really know it's actually abandoned?
Well, it's severely dilapidated, like falling apart.
I mean, it's probably just a shitty farm.
I don't know.
Man's like, I've put $600,000 into just feeding my pigs. I
don't
can't
know.
even fix the holes in my roof.
I don't know. It is kind of weird that this is a farm that is considered abandoned, and that there are a large number of pigs that are there who are not skinny. They're obviously well taken care of.
Yeah.
They're big. Like, yeah, these pigs normally get 500, 600 pounds, but you have to feed them to get them to that.
Yeah.
You know? Like, well taken care of pigs. It is a little weird.
It is pretty sus.
It's a little weird. Like, I don't know.
Maybe they're just on, like, some, like, you know, steroids and that, just getting fucking just ripped out there, dude. They're just, like, hitting shots, dude, and they're just, like, deadlifting each other. Stands up, they're just like, bleh, bleh, bleh. That's why they're so big, dude. It's just all muscle, dude. Maybe they're eating cars.
Maybe.
Cars for carbs.
Chewing. Tasty.
Copyright.
So these animals seemed unperturbed by their visit to the farm and simply went about their business as Jeff and those with him searched the area. Jeff instinctively went to the largest barn on the property, and as soon as he entered, he noticed that this was not a place of life, but of death. There on the ground, littered around him, were countless bodies of dead, semi-eaten animals and countless bones.
Tight.
Like,
I also found out that standard pigs that we kill and consume get anywhere between 300 and 700 pounds.
Yeah, no, meat pigs get huge.
Meat pigs. Ooh, give me some of that meat pig.
The, like, smallest pig, because mini pigs are not actually a thing. The, like...
Smallest pig is like Mordecalic.
The smallest pig is about 150 pounds.
Yeah.
That's, like, the smallest.
Like those like little potbelly ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they don't stay small.
No, I love potbelly pigs. They're so funny, dude.
They're really
They get all
cute.
puffy, dude, and they're just like...
Yeah.
Can't see anything.
Yeah.
So funny. Can't see because my glasses on. Just...
Yeah, no, like, pigs still get big. It's like having, like, a really heavy, medium-sized dog around. Like,
Yeah.
they're pretty big. Pigs get big. They don't stay mini forever. Don't get a mini pig
And then
unless
you
you
get
want
a
a
little
dog.
TikTok count for them, and you put them in little blankets, and you go, haha, pig in a blanket. They're so cute, dude. I love them, dude. But I would fucking just love to just grill one, dude.
No.
But they're tender.
No.
Dude. They're tender from all the love.
Oh my god. Okay.
You could
We're not
taste the joy that they
Stop.
had. From all the love that they had of their owner teaching them how to ride a bike or whatever, you know, some dumb shit.
Buttons.
I used to
using buttons.
This is totally off topic. I used to get babysat a lot by this lovely family. And the mom would always take me to like fun little events around town. And I remember she took me to Battleground one time. Like we were from Vancouver.
Yeah.
Took me to Battleground, and I'm like, "Why are we coming out here?" And she goes, "Oh, because we're gonna see these little potbelly pigs do tricks." And I was like, "This is really cool." And I watched a little potbelly pig do magic. I watched him like pulled stuff out of a hat, and I watched him like do like dunks with a little basketball and shit, dude. And
Have a little wand.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, I love it.
He put it in his mouth. He would tap the fucking hat and reach in and pull a little fake rabbit out, dude. Yeah. Come to find out, dude, she used to use real rabbits, and then one day she couldn't use real rabbits anymore, dude. Just fucking just munching on them, dude. And it was horrific.
Hungry.
Yeah, no, it's a complete lie. I have no idea. But the pig doing magic part's real. I remember that.
That's
just,
so cool.
The story just triggered that in my brain that I completely forgot about.
I would love to see a pig do a magic trick.
All right, I'm on it.
Okay.
Alakazam.
So the area stank of death, yet as he wandered into the barn, he could tell that something had been living there. In one section, there was an area of hay that was formed and laid out, not unlike a bed. Quote, not unlike a bed that he claimed, quote, seemed to be sleeping here in the same room as the dead animals. There was even an impression that something relatively recently had been nesting there. Jeff was bamboozled by this, and when retelling this account in the book Weird New England, could not help but get goosebumps even in recounting it. While this was an eerie development, Jeff felt that the creature no longer lived on the Union Brook farm and had since moved elsewhere, probably in the Devil's Wash Bowl. The Devil's Wash Bowl had tons of caves and caverns that were suitable places for something so large and bizarre to remain hidden. So, gathering as many as he could, he proceeded in getting a full-on assault of Devil's Wash Bowl. For those unfamiliar, aka me and you, I don't think we're very familiar with Virginia.
Oh, believe me, I'm pretty familiar with my Devil's Wash Bowl.
Are you familiar with Virginia's Devil's Wash Bowl?
Can't say I am now.
It's a bizarre natural area that has various anomalous effects, adding to the sinister name.
Yeah, man, I knew that part, dude. Obviously. Duh. Obviously, dude.
The Wash Bowl has a single dirt road that passes through, which ultimately, as it mercifully ends, in a U-turn, returning you from once where you came. The area of the Devil's Wash Bowl is pure darkness. It's completely covered by the canopy of trees along the road. The trees make it so that even natural lighting like sunlight, starlight, and moonlight are completely unnoticeable. The area, however, even though this lack of light, where one would think it chills the area down, is actually warmer than anywhere else in the area, while still maintaining the humidity of a wetland. So that's weird.
It's a very weird little area.
Yeah. So the group of teenagers clambered into their cars and began driving down towards the dirt road of the Devil's Wash Bowl. And the group, in pure James Whale Frankenstein or Invisible Man fashion, began beating and searching every inch of Devil's Wash Bowl in pure agony, pure angry mob fashion. This led to the mountainous region and its infinite caves and caverns. As the group searched the dripping caves, one group, led by Jeff Hatch, came to the largest cavern in the Wash Bowl. This area stank to high heaven, but the group looked around. They noticed that this area was almost a mirror image of the farm that they had just investigated.
I just realized something that I totally forgot to talk about at the beginning of the show. Something that's very important. Gypsy Road Blanchard is now released from federal penitentiary.
Yes.
She's finally out.
She got out yesterday.
Score 1 for the homies. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a horrific murder, but I mean, she did what she had to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up, but you know, just like,
I mean, like, yeah, no, 'cause she did do what she had to do.
Mhm.
It was. If she had not planned the murder,
she probably
would still
be dead, or she'd probably be dead.
Yeah, I mean, that or still in the situation that she was in.
Yeah.
You know.
But totally forgot to bring that up.
Yeah.
Just saw a thing from her personal Facebook saying first selfie, smiling with her husband.
Yeah.
Very cute.
I saw some photos
She
of
beat her
of
mom to
release.
death. It was crazy. What the fuck is going on out there?
Someone's home. Probably Martine, be my guess. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's so. This area was filled with the dead remains of countless animals, and more noticeably, the middle was filled with a hay bed that was almost identical to what they'd seen in Union Brook Farm. Is that not weird?
That's pretty weird. Was it like a Tempur-Pedic or what?
No, it was made out of hay.
Sure.
Pay attention. I said this.
I know, but I don't know. Tempur-Pedic could have made it. I don't know. They sponsoring half pig, half man creatures?
Tempur-Pedic did not make the hay bed.
They're not sponsoring us, dude.
What are you
Sotfud.
doing, Tempur-Pedic?
Sotfud, hit me up.
So Jeff, while holding his nose, felt that this was evidence of the fact that the creature had since moved since they last investigated. Jeff would reflect the following about the site, quote, "There was no sign of fire, but there was bedding in the cave, hay, probably from the pig farm. This was not the only evidence found at the site, however. There was, in the soft soil of the area, bizarre impressions that seemed to be like cloven hooves. So Jeff Hatch in the Weird New England book readily admitted that he was not a skilled tracker, but the footprints definitely gave off the impression of being something that was cloven or hoofed. So
Interesting.
I mean, depending on how big the hoof prints were, it could be a deer.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know. Do deer go in cave? I don't know much about deer.
I don't fucking know. I mean, deer usually...
They don't really like caves, right? They like...
No, they're not really cave. Deer will usually...
I don't fucking know, okay?
Deer will usually like to bed down in like heavy brush, where they can kind of like...
That's what I thought was like meadows or like brush.
Yeah.
They don't really like caves.
Depends. I mean, depends on the time of year. Depends what kind of day it is. If it's raining, they want to be covered. You know?
I don't know.
Or they kind of walk around. Usually when it's raining, they have to walk around so they don't get cold.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about it other than it being about spring in the early 70s.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't alive then. I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know. Just asking.
That's crazy. You said I don't know, dude. Fuck you,
I
dude.
do know
Fuck
how
you,
old
dude.
you are.
Fuck you, dude. How about that?
I do know how old you were. You were born in 1996.
Yeah, give me my whole social security number right while you're at it, huh? Fucking...
I didn't say what day. I just said what year. God. So since the search in the caves, the Pigman had since staked out an official claim of the Devil's Washbowl, as most of the sightings after the search almost entirely occurred in that area. Rumors that howls and screams could be heard in the washbowl have occurred that since the reporting, implying that something anomalous had been claimed to reside in the area. Drivers along Devil's Washbowl would report claiming to see a white form cross in front of their car, which almost always seemed to get away before they could make out the figure entirely. Rumors of the cavern's findings spread like wildfire, and it was because of this that other groups decided to go and search for the elusive entity in the caves and caverns of the Washbowl. It was on one such occasion that a couple out on a little romantic evening went with a group into the caves and in pure horror movie fashion proceeded to split up to cover more ground.
Yeah, of course. Now, listen, I know we all came here as couples, right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's why you'll take my girlfriend, I'll take yours, and we'll all split up. I don't want to be with mine. She's a bitch. They run off into the fucking thing.
I do like how
what
they
the
were
fuck,
like,
man?
they started out on a
Let's
little
split up,
romantic
gang.
date, and then
How do you think that conversation came up, dude? Like, to go look for the pig man?
I don't fucking know.
She's like, well, Taylor, I think I really enjoy this date that we're having.
Yeah, me too. No, I'm having a great time.
Well, I think that we should. I know something that can spice this date up, if you know what I mean.
Hmm?
Spice this date up, if you know what I mean. Let's go look for a half pig, half man monster that lives in the place called Devil's Butthole or whatever. It's somewhere out here.
Devil's Washbowl.
Yeah, same thing.
So the couple did not get far as they entered a particularly large cavern when they noticed a ghostly white form coming closer to them from the surrounding shadows.
Are you satisfied with your cartridge?
The creature leapt onto the boyfriend,
Give me a kiss.
who was closer to the creature, and the two began tussling on the ground.
I love the smell of your cologne. Give me a kiss now.
The creature was apparently evenly matched with the young boys, and perhaps might have been taken in if the creature's horrendous hands happened to reach down alongside its body and feel the cold, hard form of a nearby rock. The creature, in its porcine grip, proceeded to grab the stone and lifting it up to the boy's head and began striking him until he knocked it away.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
It's fucking violent.
Yeah. Some Hills Have Eyes shit, dude.
Yeah. Clearly wounded and weakened from the fight, the boy could do nothing as the pale predator proceeded in grabbing him and taking him deeper into the caves from whence it came.
We're gonna watch reruns of Seinfeld. No, please. Ain't about that.
So, his screams supposedly echoed through the caves, and his girlfriend was so terrified by this event, merely curled up into a ball on the ground and was screaming and sobbing. And the sounds of fear caused the rest of their group to stop the search and come to their aid, but it was too late. Nothing could be found of the boyfriend except for the bloody rock that lay near the entrance to the cavern's path. The boy nor his body were ever seen again.
That's fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
That's the scariest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You're out here looking for a thing you think is like basically fake, you know, and then all of a sudden it comes out and beats your boyfriend to death with a fucking rock and drags his body off.
Terrifying.
I've had worse dates.
What? Excuse me. What are you talking about, huh?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Probably when my ex-girlfriend got possessed by the fucking devil.
No, that would do it.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That one's pretty bad. I was not super stoked about that day. I'll tell you what. Yeah, but yeah, no, this is pretty bad too.
This is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty not awesome. Put some lipstick on. You think I look pretty?
While this encounter is perhaps the most aggressive encounter of the Pigman, it would not be the last. And the incident surprisingly did not stop anyone from traveling the Devil's Washbowl. They heard that this boy got fucking beat with a rock, and they were like, so you want to go like on a little picnic? Or?
Do you think that we can have a nice picnic near this cave that I definitely don't live in?
I don't really think I'm going to the cave.
I promise I won't smash your head in with a rock and then eat your fucking bones.
It's really weird that you said that because now I don't believe you.
You should definitely believe me.
I don't.
Pretty please.
No. I'm good. So cars frequently traversed the narrow path, many of whom were curious of this porcine phantom. Many of them ultimately seeing something cross the road that was ghostly white in color and would only be noticed for a brief second as the headlights hit the creature, bolted across the road. While most of these sightings were far away, on one especially dark night, a man would have an all too close encounter with the beast. The man was driving down the dark road, thinking about all the events that have been happening in Northfield in his life. His thoughts swirled around in his mind, preoccupying his attention. So it was in this moment of oblivion that he glanced back at the windshield and noticed some pale white figure was only inches away from being struck by his car. The figure, however, before ultimately becoming a victim of a hit and run, proceeded in leaping onto the hood of the car and stared at, one can only think of rage, at the man behind the wheel.
You should honestly drive a hybrid. It's better for the environment. If I were able to get in there, I would put your car in park because you're driving very recklessly. I was using a crosswalk.
The man stared right back at the entity and noticed that it was...
I love the man stared right back at the entity.
Like he had anywhere else to look because he's fucking driving.
Yeah, well then like, it was just like, the man stared back at the entity and you're like, and then he started to think, what he probably did was, what the fuck is happening? Just like swerving all over the road, panicking because there's a pig monster in your hood.
Yeah.
But what actually happened, according to him?
So... The man stared right back at the entity and noticed that it was the same creature said to have stalked the wash bowl. Its appearance matched to a T. It was completely naked.
Nice.
This creature is always naked. It does not wear clothes. It's just covered in that like long blonde white fur or hair, whatever it is. And it looked human-like except for the face, which looked exactly like that of a pig's. The creature continued to stare until eventually it shifted its body and vaulted off the car, running away from the road and into the woods.
Okay, that's awesome. That's great.
It was just fucking staring. You got a staring problem, buddy?
You got a staring problem, bud?
You imagine if you just fucking said that to the Northfield Pigman? You were like, hey. Got a fucking staring problem, bud?
Yeah, I think you should maybe perhaps fuck off. How about that?
Fuck you, buddy.
I'm gonna hit you with a rock and then drag your body into a cave.
No. No.
I'm just gonna go.
Just like make it super awkward.
He's like, honestly, I wasn't expecting anyone to talk back to me, so I'll see you later.
So while sightings of the Pigman became almost regular in frequency, and rumors of the creature's violent behavior were well known in the town, this did not stop a romantic rendezvous to the area. In the area of the Devil's Wash Bowl became another infamous lover's lane. Much like Patrick Road in Napa or TNT area in Point Pleasant. Very familiar with the Point Pleasant.
Yeah, those horny teens love to fuck near dangerous stuff, don't they? Don't they all? That's why when I was a teenager, I'd always go out to my lover's lane. It was right on top of a nuclear test site.
So the area was a hotbed not just for monster reports, but a place that young lovers could go for parking. These youthful rituals were almost always followed by the whispering tales of mysterious creatures that were said to roam there. Northfield resident Dick Severy. Ooh.
Dick Sever? So you said Dick Severy?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. My name is Dick Severy.
Tell me that that's not what that says.
No, that's definitely Dick Severy. Dude, that's gotta be a fake name, dude.
I don't know.
My name is Dick Sever.
E.
You'll never guess what happened to my dick and balls. Cut them off. I Lorena Bobbered it myself.
So, Dick Severy would state, during this time, quote, young fellas would take their girls up there and tell them about the Pigman. The girls would cuddle up a little closer.
Nothing gets my honey hotter than when I talk about a pigman. Especially, well, I try to get her warmed up before I show her the goods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I cut my dick off. So I go, listen, honey, bring it in close. There's a pigman in these woods who loves bashing lovers' heads in with a rock. Now, speaking of things getting bashed off, you know those meat slicers they use in delis?
That sounds awful.
A little off the top, please. Call me an ambulance. I'm an ambulance. Come on, man. Say yeah for that one.
So while this can be a pleasant evening for some would-be monster hunters, on one occasion there was a third wheel to an evening that not only destroyed the mood, but also just almost destroyed one of the wheels. So another unnamed high school couple was out parking in the Devil's Wash Bowl. The two had sat there for a while, so it's not implausible to suggest what was going on. Halfway through, the couples, they were just hanging out, they were snuggling. Their couple's embrace was ultimately ended by nature's call. The boyfriend had to go to relieve himself and left the girl in the car to go by a tree near the trunk of the car. As the boyfriend had finished peeing, he felt strong hands of something grab him by the shoulders and began to throw him around like a ragdoll.
Oh, honey, please. Please, honey, stop. Don't do this. Wow, you're fucking a lot stronger than I remember. Jesus Christ. Oh, kind of choked me harder, though.
The creature let him go flying straight into the bramble and brush.
It's weird kind of foreplay.
This would not be the end of the unseen assailant, as he began unleashing squealing sounds and coming at him again, grabbing him once more and throwing him in the opposite direction. The boy's form, however, did not hit the soft earth or plants around, but he went barreling into his car.
Nice.
The fucking creature picked him up and was like,
just like fucking slams, and he's like, oh man, honey, listen, I'm into it. Meanwhile, she's like, what the fuck is happening? It's like, that wasn't you.
No.
I think I'm going with this pigman.
So the boy slumped to the ground and finally saw his assailant. There coming towards him was a 5'8" to 5'10" foot tall creature. It was covered in long whitish fur. It had a human-like body, and opposed to hands, it had as opposed to hands or hoofs, it had two razor-tipped talons for claws that were dripping from blood, dripping with blood from its earlier assault. The creature's head was, however, like that of a pig. The creature charged at the boy again and proceeded to lift him up, scratching his chest and arms and causing deep gashes, all while repeatedly throwing him repeatedly up against the car.
Oh, great.
This dude is violent. This is not like a lot of our cryptids where we talk about them and they do like something silly, goofy. The pigman's out for blood.
Pigman is indeed out for blood. Pigman's fucking people up, and Pigman's probably one of the scariest cryptids we covered.
Like we talk about last week with the Amish County wood-eating goose grabber.
Yeah.
Not last week. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
We talk about that one, and we got laughs because we're like, yeah, he threw a goose at some lady, and it wasn't serious.
Yeah.
It wasn't seriously trying to hurt anybody. He just didn't want anyone come near him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the Northfield Pigman.
Yeah, who's like a literal actual monster.
Yeah.
Just bashing people in the head with rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Probably eating their bodies. You know?
Yeah.
He's got his dick hanging out.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
You don't ever see that from Bigfoot, dude. Big man. Well, listen, technically. All right. But You don't ever see Bigfoot's big man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like no one's ever like, he was 10 feet tall and he had a fucking hog on him. You know, it's never like that. But this guy's like, his dick's hanging out.
Yeah.
He's bashing people with rocks. He's throwing people around. He's fucking scary, dude.
He is scary. The creature charged at the boy again. Sorry, I read that. The girlfriend was still in the car and could hear the thuds of his body hitting the car, as well as him crying out for help. She peered out of the window and saw the creature also letting out a scream. The creature, hearing this unexpected sound, seemed to have been startled and frightened by the noise before instantly dropping the boy and running back into the woods.
Great.
So, the boyfriend slowly got up and began to notice various hoof prints around. And he headed back towards the driver's seat as he was bleeding from his chest and his arms. He began, as soon as he sat down, to start up the car and head home. The police eventually were called, and now that someone with actual physical injuries that were claimed to be caused by the creature, finally the police felt that they needed to investigate. The officers searched the hills and hollows of Devil's Washbowl, but surprise, they didn't find anything.
Nothing to be found.
Yeah. Surprise. We're all surprised, right?
Yes. I am surprised, considering that there's, you know, it's like, all right, get a photo lineup in there. And like they shuffle all these different monsters in. You know, it's like you got like the Mummy, you got the Invisible Man, you got Dracula, you know, like all the fucking classics. And they're like, all right, Jets, drop him. I don't know. I didn't think I could look at it. Still just looking at different monsters' dicks. I don't know. I just kind of thought that, you know, doesn't help, but it didn't help. Sorry, Dracula. Sorry we had to look at your penis. I'm sorry. It's okay. I wanted to look at my. I can't. I'm done with the bit. It's over.
So sightings of the Pigman as time went on became more and more sporadic after police searched the area. Perhaps this was out of fear of the creature after the attack on the boy, or that the creature itself wanted to be left alone, becoming more and more secluded. Should have thought about that before you fucking beat a guy.
Yeah, probably.
2 times. Yet occasionally a sighting or strange occurrence linked to the creature would come forward. Chad Clark and 3 of his friends, Jesse, Pete, and Mark, were just some of the last people to come forward and claim to hear the Pigman. Chad was from south of Montpelier and lived in a rural town near Northfield in the 70s. He managed to go and convince 3 of his closest companions to go and look for the Pigman in the Devil's Washbowl. The group drove the long, winding, desolate road and came into the heart of the washbowl. The group proceeded to pull off the main road and started to go and look in the area while not going too far from the car. The crew then, after a short time, began to lean against the car and smoke cigarettes. As they smoked in the darkness, they seemed to realize that the area was deathly silent, which, as we've learned before, is not a good sign.
No.
It was much quieter than it should be, and it was at that time the group decided to go and do some classic ripping on each other. You know, like, you know, he could be watching us right now. I'm using my Chad voice because it's Chad speaking.
Oh, you know, he could be watching us right now. You know that?
You know, he could be watching us right now.
Oh, sure. It'd be a shame to come here and hit me with a rock and put its big wang in my face. What?
Jesse was quoted as saying, yeah, he could be perched up on any of these hills, just trying to figure a way to take us out one by one. Mark was
literally the worst kind of people.
I know. Mark was quoted as saying, screw that, we'd take him down and make bacon out of him.
You're so funny, Mark. I hope nothing bad happens to you.
I don't know I don't know about that. They say he's faster than a man, says Jesse. You know.
I'm Jesse.
Pete.
I'm gonna leave you on red. Yeah, dude. He'd say he's fast. You know, it's faster than me, dude. You see me carry a football.
Pete was obviously perturbed by the eeriness of the conversation, went and said, "Why don't you all shut up?" You know, I'm kind of on Pete's side right now. Pete proceeded to get back in the car, and he was noticeably terrified. And of course, the others noticed. The group, now grinning ear to ear, began to mock him. And it went on for some time before Pete said, "Shut the fuck up." And then
please be quiet now. You're in the forest with me. I'm trying to sleep. I have to work the night shift.
As if on cue, a large, high-pitched bellowing squeal rang out in the area, and the group sat there listening until it stopped, and in a matter of 3 seconds began driving back as fast as possible. Maybe you shouldn't be out there fucking taunting the Pigman.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy. Chad, driving, looked down at the wheel and noticed he was so terrified his knuckles had turned white from holding onto the steering wheel. The group raced back home, and everyone's face, much like Chad's knuckles, was white as a sheet. That night and the next couple of weeks, Chad would have nightmares about the Pigman, and he would never enter the area again. While Chad and his friends did not see the source of the sound, they felt that it came from the Pigman. The same cannot be said for Amanda Polger and her friends, who, in similar fashion, went out to search for the sinister swine.
Sinister Swine is such a fucking good punk band name, dude.
Yeah. Amanda was 16 and at a party with several of her friends. While at the party, the group talked about going to look for the Pigman at the Devil's Washbowl. The group was only a short walk from the washbowl, so they decided to head out and walk the dark canopy-covered area. It was around the middle of the night, and they had only wandered about a mile into the washbowl when they began noticing that tree branches seemed to suddenly be dropping in front of them. One of our friends joked, "Oh, it must be the Pigman," and the group chuckled at this, but there was a slight breeze, and the group had truly felt that this was caused only by the wind and nothing more.
I'm blowing wind. I'm a little gassy, as you could tell. I've had a lot of Burger King. Just fucking out there just ripping ass. God, Pigman. And they're like, "Oh, Pigman. Oh." And he's like, "Ah!" He's like smashing everybody in the head with the rocks again. Just start fucking eating everybody. She's just a dead ass asleep, dude.
No,
she doesn't care.
Dead ass asleep. You could probably put her leash on her. I don't think she's gonna wake up. Yeah, she good. So every 30 seconds, another branch would fall directly in front of the group. The group started to feel uneasy. These branches were too thick and too long to have been knocked down from the trees by wind alone. And there were certainly no animals that would throw branches. As the group contemplated what was going on, one friend soon spoke out, saying that she just heard a pig squeal, but the others denied hearing anything. Yet this added to the mystery, causing the group to wonder whether their presence in the area made the Pigman angry, and what if he came after them, and what if the creature put these branches in front of them to try and stop them or even harm them. The group decided that they could not risk an encounter and turned around to return back to the party. Just as they were starting to leave, one of her friends in hysterics bursts out, "I swear I just saw him." The girl was noticeably upset and tried to get the others to go faster, and just as she said that, out of the woods loomed a strange figure. Amanda would describe the figure in the following, quote, "It looked like a man except for a pig's head. He came out of the woods and he was naked and he was white, like really pale white, and it's terrifying." Amanda and her friends did not wait long to see what would happen with this creature and began running back to the party, where they sat there breathing hard and trying to rationalize the hog humanoid that had appeared before them. All of the stories are the same, like all the descriptions.
Yeah, no, they're terrifying.
All the same. Naked man with a pig head. After this, there are no more official accounts of the Pigman to the point. So there are no more official accounts of the Pigman to the point some researchers feel it has since died or moved. Moved ideas of what the creature was seemed to be. What they never really found out. They're like, it either died or it moved.
I'm thinking it moved to Costa Rica. Maybe Miami, Florida. Maybe he got a condo down on, somewhere down in Los Angeles.
Maybe.
Malibu Beach. Down at Malibu.
Like Malibu Beach, they'd probably notice a Pigman.
Just Pigman. He's now just a movie agent. Now listen, Tom. I'll try to get you that role, but listen, you're part of Scientology and you're fucking weird. All right? Allegedly. Allegedly.
One of the most interesting theories as to what the Pigman is comes from several sources online who have given the creature an altogether different name. The name Sam Harris comes across in several articles about the Pigman. The name is used to explain the identity of the creature. Sam Harris was a boy who went missing on October 30th of 1951. Allegedly, he went missing around the same area as where the Pigman is cited to have been seen. Sam had gone out with a carton of eggs for some pre-Halloween tricking, and when the morning light came over the trees of the 31st, his parents found that he never came home. So there's a couple variations to the story, as there always is. The most popular one is that Sam was never found, and as time went on, became feral and became the infamous Pigman. The second variation is a more supernatural take on the story. This version states that Sam was indeed found, but on that October 30th night, he became possessed by the devil. How or why this occurred is anyone's guess, but the story goes on to say that when Sam came home, he was fixated on slaughtering animals, specifically pigs, and he would go and eat them raw, eating everything but the bones. He would also hollow out the heads of the pigs and wear them as a kind of mask. His mother was apparently unaware of his new habit, as her son developed, or that her son had developed, until one night she ventured onto his porch and she saw Sam squatting down on the porch, slurping up the bloody entrails of a recent kill. She saw him eating it with a look of
Liz, he's just expressing himself. God damn it, Cheryl. He's just expressing himself.
Listen.
Let the boy be a boy.
Give it about 20 years and see what happens.
What, he's gonna be famous? What?
Nah, probably not.
I'll be famous in one way or another.
Not for a good reason. So she saw him eating it with a look of glee that made her sick to her stomach and horrified that she never recovered. Ultimately, her son's behavior had drove her to kill herself, and her son, now without a family, wears the hollowed out pig's head around Devil's Washbowl and causes the havoc that's reported in Northfield. Another variation is that of the Sam Harris legend states that the devil did not just possess Sam, but also transformed him physically into the Pigman. The only thing is, there's never any reference to a missing boy of that name in 1951 or even 1952. So the tale itself is similar to countless other folktale stories that are interconnected with many other cryptids. You've got the Goat Man, who's said to have been a scientist who experimented on goats and, became the axe-wielding monster in a freak lab accident. The Napa Rebobs of California had also at one point said to have been man-made, or even super soldiers who became flying primates, which I do want to cover the Napa robots.
Yeah, dude.
or rebobs.
Rebob.
Robots, rebobs. Words are hard. The tale is also similar to the account from 1971 in which the 21-year-old pig farmer went missing. So there's some problem with the time span. There's pretty much no Sam Harris that went missing around that time. So while Sam Harris is most likely fictional, the Pigman is still in limbo to its authenticity. So if this creature is real, there are plenty of avenues to take. One of the most favored ideas is that the Pigman was someone who was born with physical deformities and shunned away by society, who began living in the Devil's Washbowl. I mean, that's also a very common theory on a lot of other cryptids.
Yeah.
You know, with the melon heads or the albino pigmen.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of concept. There are obviously plenty of hypotheses. One is also that there may be some kind of mutated human, much like the genetic defects that we're aware of, something, be it pollution or radiation or even natural mutation that caused the child to be born with features associated with a pig. Much like other hypotheses, this could have caused the child to run into the woods and live a feral lifestyle. Who fucking knows? The other is that, a farmer was getting a little too friendly with his livestock.
Yeah. You think some farmers out there fucking plugging his pigs, dude?
Are we forgetting the first episode of Black Mirror?
Yeah, but that was different. That was because they were forcing that fucking governor to do it. He wasn't just like, I'm gonna fuck this pig. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck this pig. He wasn't like stoked about it.
No, he wasn't stoked about it, but like,
he wasn't like, just, he wasn't just hitting it. He wasn't having it. He wasn't like, hey man, thanks for the opportunity. Thank you for this. I really needed to fuck this pig in front of a live audience.
Well,
I don't know. There's probably some sort of fucking black budget project that we don't know about that was being done in the Virginia wilderness, and they were like, just fucking let it loose. How long will it live outside? And then it just kept living, and they were like, oh shit, yep, time to move.
Yeah, so they, it could also just be a hoax.
Could be.
But there was an actual physical injury off of one of these, so the other hypothesis is that it's a Bigfoot. I don't know. It could be a Bigfoot. Who knows? But yeah, that's the story of the Northfield Pigman.
Wow, what a fun story about a fucking horrific monster.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's, like a mutated creature? Or do you think it's an entity all on its own?
I don't think it's a supernatural entity. I feel like it's some sort of government intervention, to be honest. I honestly feel like it was the government trying to fuck around with something.
Yeah, and they were like, ooh, that did not turn out quite right.
Yeah, or it got loose.
Yeah.
What do? Call up the town and be like, listen, guys, we lost this horrific monster that we're making as a weapon. So, good luck.
I definitely don't think it's a Bigfoot.
No.
It could, I don't know.
There's no other alien activity that follows it.
Yeah.
It's just this.
As far as we know.
As far as I know. That town doesn't even exist anymore. It's crazy, dude. Look it up, dude. They glassed it. It's gone.
Yeah?
Yeah. Devil's Bowl, dude. No. Fucking Devil's Lake. Gone.
I don't know. I feel
Sand Lake now out there.
I feel like maybe it could be an entity all on its own. Maybe not a supernatural entity.
Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of other
intervention. Supernatural entities, as far as we know, don't just die.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it moved.
Perhaps
Perhaps it moved from Northfield.
Perhaps.
But also, we don't hear anything about pigmen anymore, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Like, we don't really... I feel like if that were something that were still around, you'd probably hear more articles about it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you hear articles about Bigfoot and aliens and Mothman. You still hear articles about them.
Yeah.
I think the only one we don't hear about is the Jersey Devil.
It's true.
But...
Yeah. He's too busy focusing on the hockey season right now.
I don't know. I think he's probably an entity on his own, but I don't think he's supernatural.
Yeah, I think he's probably dead by now.
Probably. Maybe. Hopefully.
Government team went in there, fucking neutralized him.
Maybe.
Cryptid apprehension team. Most likely.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's something weird though, for sure, because that was brutal.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, dude. Pretty scary.
Like, I wouldn't.
Probably that's one of the scariest cryptids we've ever covered.
I think so, because that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking spooky.
But if you had fun, rate it 5 stars and listen to that, like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Thanks so much for all the love we've been getting on YouTube. Truly.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate it. I was kind of blown away. I went to look at our stats the other day, and I was like, holy cow, you guys are fucking killing it. It's wild.
Yeah.
Guys, listening to this bullshit, dude. I'm an idiot with a microphone.
They like to listen to us talk about pigmen and
me talk about how much me pretending to be a character who loves to look at cryptid dongs. Definitely not my real life. And just saying, like, if Mothman. Okay, listen. Well, what do we got going on? We'll have a couple more episodes out before it comes out, but we'll be walking around Fan Expo.
Yes.
As guests, as visitors. Visitors, we'll be walking around. So if you see us at Fan Expo, please walk up and say hello. I'll have a little gift for you. It is not me grabbing you by your fucking balls and just twisting them as hard as I can. But I will.
No one's going to come up to
what
us,
day is
you know
that?
that?
The 18th?
No, that's the 13th.
13th.
The 18th is my birthday, and also we'll be at the dog show.
Yes.
I'll be there all 4 days at Rose City Classic.
Come say hello to Spirit.
Yeah.
Come meet Spirit person if you're going to the dog show.
Yeah. The dog show's fun.
Yeah, be sure to get a photo tag Spirit the Turv and HGO Podcast and all that stuff. And I'll be there some of those days. Come meet up. Come talk with aliens about, to me, dude. Because, this is kind of Taylor's tism.
Yeah.
Not really my tism.
Dogs are my thing.
To support my girls, So if you come up and you're like, do you want to talk about aliens? I'll be like, fuck yeah, I want to talk about aliens.
As you take photos for me.
Yeah. I'll be there taking photos.
I don't trust the photographers to get photos of me in Spirit.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Marty's getting married, so be sure to go hit up. Go and follow me on Instagram at I Have the Haunted, and go and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, at HGO Podcast. You guys know by now. We've been doing it for fucking over 2 years at this point. But you want to email us a story or tell us about something or something you want us to cover, email us HGO Podcast. Taylor, follow her at.
Hi, you can follow me at Lunar Thrill. You can also follow Spirit at Lunar. Spirit the Turv.
Spirit the Turv.
Yeah.
And if you want to follow Marty, you can at And please, for the love of God, go on Ghetto Feathers Instagram on the 31st, the day he gets married, and congratulate him. Please do that. I'm sure he'd highly appreciate that.
Yeah.
Obviously, tell him the HGO fam sent you. But until next week and next year, my fucking ghosts and ghouls, something I haven't said in forever, remember to stay spooky.
Stay haunted.
And don't look at the pigman directly in his wang.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is long.
Yeah. Bye.